My wife of 5 years is training for a marathon, but her heart rate spikes every Tuesday at her running coach's house. I, 30 am sitting in my car in a grocery store parking lot right now because I literally cannot stand to be in my own house. I feel like I'm losing my goddamn mind. If you'd asked me 2 weeks ago how my marriage to Jenna, 29F, was, I would have told you it was perfect. We've been together for 8 years, married for 5. We have a dog, a nice townhouse, and we were talking about starting a family this fall. Everything was on track. Or so I fucking thought. Jenna started getting really into fitness about 6 months ago. I was supportive. I mean, who wouldn't be? She wanted to run a marathon, so she joined a local running club. She started spending a lot of time with this guy, Marcus. She told me Marcus was a semi-professional runner who coached people on the side for extra cash. He's supposedly this fitness guru who helps with form and pacing. I've met the guy once. He seemed okay, tall, athletic, the kind of guy who looks like he drinks kale smoothies for breakfast. A bit of a prick, honestly, very alpha and condescending about my lack of a regimented cardio routine, but I figured if he was helping Jenna reach her goals, whatever. Because we're both tech nerds, we have our accounts synced. We use the same fitness tracking ecosystem, let's just call it FitSync so we can compete with each other. It was supposed to be a cute way to keep each other motivated. But lately, things have been weird. Jenna's training runs have been getting longer and longer. She leaves at 6 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays and doesn't get back until 9:30 or 10 o'clock. She says they do a long run and then a recovery session, which involves stretching and foam rolling at Marcus's home gym because he has professional grade equipment. I didn't think anything of it until last Tuesday. I was bored, scrolling through my phone, and I opened the FitSync app to see if I'd finally beaten her step count for the day. I noticed her workout for the evening was logged. It said she ran 4 miles. 4 miles takes her maybe 40 minutes. Tops. But she was gone for nearly 4 hours. I looked at the heart rate data. It was erratic. It would spike for 40 minutes, the run, then go down to resting for about 20 minutes, and then it would skyrocket again. Like, peak cardio levels. For an hour straight. While her GPS showed her at Marcus's residential address. In a suburban neighborhood. No movement. Just stationary at his house with a heart rate of 145 BPM. I'm not an idiot. I know what 145 BPM means when you're not moving. I tried to tell myself maybe they were doing some crazy high-intensity interval training, HIIT, in his garage. Maybe she was doing burpees? I tried to gaslight myself into believing my wife wasn't a cheating bitch. When she came home that night, she looked exhausted. She took a shower immediately, she always does now, and when she came out, I asked her how the run was. She said, "God, Marcus really pushed me today. My legs are like jelly. We did some intense uphill sprints." I looked her dead in the eyes and said, "The app says you only ran 4 miles, Jen. And the GPS says you were at his house for 3 hours." She didn't even blink. She just laughed and said, "Oh, the GPS on those things is so buggy, you know that. We were doing stationary drills in his backyard. It doesn't track distance if you aren't moving forward, babe. And Marcus is really strict about the recovery cool down. It's why I'm not getting injured." She kissed me on the cheek, smelling like her expensive hibiscus shampoo, and went to bed. I stayed up staring at the data. 145 BPM. For an hour. No movement. I feel sick. I've been looking at the data from the past 3 months. Every Tuesday. Every Thursday. The same pattern. I want to believe her so badly, but the math isn't mathing. Am I being a paranoid asshole? Or is my wife fucking her running coach while I'm at home making dinner? Update 1. I wish I could say I'm being paranoid. I really do. After I posted that, I couldn't sleep. I just lay there listening to her breathe, wondering how many times she'd come home from training and climbed into bed with me while still carrying that guy's sweat on her. It's a fucking disgusting thought. I decided to do some actual digging instead of just staring at heart rate graphs. Jenna is usually pretty careful with her phone, but she left her iPad on the kitchen counter this morning while she went to the store. We have the message forwarding thing set up where her texts go to her iPad. I've never looked at it. Ever. I felt like a total piece of shit even touching it, like I was the one breaking the trust. But the knot in my stomach was telling me I had to. I opened the messages. There's no Marcus in her contacts. I thought, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Then I saw a thread with someone named Sandy, nails. I clicked it. It wasn't about nails. The most recent message was from last night, sent right after she got home. "Sandy, I'm already missing you. Next Tuesday can't come fast enough. I think your husband is starting to suspect something though. He mentioned the GPS. Jenna, he's just being a typical tech nerd. He lives in his spreadsheets. Don't worry about him, he's harmless. I'll just tell him the app is glitching. He believes anything I tell him. Sandy, I love how harmless he is. Makes it so much easier for us. Jenna, shut up lol. See you Thursday. Wear those gray shorts I like. My heart didn't just drop, it felt like it shattered, and the shards were cutting into my lungs. Harmless. She thinks I'm a fucking joke. Sandy is clearly Marcus. She didn't even have the decency to use a name that wasn't a cliché. I spent the rest of the morning downloading every bit of data I could. I found a hidden folder in her Files app. It's full of pictures. Not of them together, she's smarter than that, but pictures of him. In the gray shorts. And pictures of her. Things she's never sent to me. Angles I haven't seen in years. I'm currently at a friend's place. I told Jenna I had an emergency at work and had to pull a double shift. I can't look at her. I'm sitting here with a bottle of bourbon and my laptop, looking at divorce attorneys. I haven't confronted her yet. Part of me wants to wait until Tuesday. I want to see where she actually goes. I want to see them together. I want to blow her harmless world apart. The worst part? Today is our anniversary. I had a dinner reservation at the place where I proposed. I haven't canceled it yet. I'm just sitting here, staring at the reservation confirmation on my phone, feeling like the biggest goddamn loser on the planet. I thought we were building a life. She was just building a lie. Update 2. I'm sorry it took me a few days to post. Things have been explosive. I didn't wait until Tuesday. I couldn't. I tried to play it cool, I really did, but by Thursday night, I was a fucking wreck. Jenna was getting ready for her run. She was putting on this new, tiny sports bra and those tight leggings, stuff she used to say was too revealing to wear in public. She was humming to herself, looking in the mirror, looking happy. It made me want to vomit. She said, "Hey babe, I might be a little late tonight. Marcus wants to do a night trail run to work on my low light coordination." I just looked at her and said, "Is that what we're calling it now? Low light coordination?" She froze. Just for a second. Then she gave me that "you're being silly" smile and said, "What do you mean?" I didn't say anything. I just picked up her iPad and threw it onto the bed. It was open to the messages with Sandy. The color drained from her face so fast I thought she was going to pass out. She didn't say a word for like 2 full minutes. She just stared at the screen. Then, the gaslighting started. It was like watching a masterclass in manipulation. "It's not what it looks like," she whispered. That's just a joke. Marcus and I have this running gag. It's locker room talk, basically. He's gay, Mark. He's gay and he helps me feel confident. Those pictures. They were for you. I was going to show them to you for our anniversary but I got shy. I actually laughed. A loud, ugly, hysterical laugh. He's gay? The guy in the gray shorts who you can't wait to see on Tuesday is gay? And the heart rate data? Was he giving you a gay pep talk that got your pulse up to 145 for an hour while you were stationary in his bedroom? She started crying. Big, fat, theatrical sobs. She fell to her knees and tried to grab my legs. I was lonely, Mark. You're always working, you're always on your computer, and Marcus just. He listened to me. It was just emotional at first, I swear. It only happened a few times. A few times? Jenna, I have the logs. It's been every Tuesday and Thursday for 6 months. You've been fucking him for half a year. I told her to get out. She refused. She said it was her house too. It is, we both put the down payment on it. She locked herself in the guest bedroom. I spent the night on the couch, shaking with rage. The next morning, I called my brother. He came over with his truck. Jenna tried to stop us, screaming that I was stealing her life, but I just packed her shit into garbage bags. I didn't care if things broke. I threw her running shoes out the front door. But here's the kicker, the thing that's currently making me want to put my head through a wall. My brother, being the hot-headed guy he is, decided to look up Marcus on social media. It turns out Marcus isn't just a running coach. He's married. To a woman who is currently 8 months pregnant. I found her profile. Her name is Sarah. She has all these maternity shoot photos posted. In one of them, they're in their kitchen, the same kitchen I saw in the background of one of the photos Jenna sent Sandy. I have her phone number now. My brother found it through some mutual friends. I'm staring at my phone. Do I call her? Do I tell a woman who is about to give birth that her husband is a serial cheater who's been banging my wife while she's been growing his child? I feel like a goddamn monster if I do, and a coward if I don't. Update 3. I called her. I couldn't live with myself if I didn't. I'm sitting in a motel room now because the townhouse situation has become a legal nightmare, but I need to get this out. I called Sarah 2 days ago. I tried to be as gentle as possible, which is a fucking joke given the circumstances. I told her who I was. As soon as I said I was Jenna's husband, the line went dead quiet. I know, she whispered. That threw me for a loop. You know? I knew something was happening, she said, and I could hear her voice cracking. Marcus has been distant. He's always at the gym. I found a receipt for a jewelry store a month ago. He didn't give me any jewelry. I'm 3 weeks away from my due date, Mark. I was trying to make it to the birth before I dealt with it. I needed him to be there. We talked for 2 hours. We compared notes. It's worse than I thought. Jenna and Marcus didn't meet at a running club. They met on a discreet dating app specifically for people who are married. This wasn't some oops, we caught feelings situation. This was calculated. They'd been planning their training sessions like a military operation. Sarah told me something that made my blood run cold. Marcus told her that Jenna was his client and that she was paying him a massive premium for private coaching sessions. Jenna was actually sending him money. I checked our joint savings. I hadn't looked closely in months because she handles the household bills. Another mistake, I know, call me a fucking moron. There are thousands of dollars gone. Small increments. $200 here, $500 there. She was literally paying for the privilege of blowing up our marriage. She was subsidizing his lifestyle while his wife was home pregnant. When I confronted Jenna about the money, she didn't even deny it. She went cold. The crying stopped. She told me I never spent money on her anyway and that Marcus needed it because of the baby coming. She actually defended him. She said she loved him and that they were soulmates brought together by their passion for fitness. He's using you, Jen, I told her. He's a mid-tier personal trainer with a pregnant wife. You're his sugar mama. She slapped me. Hard. I just stood there and took it. I told her if she ever touched me again, I'd file a police report. Now, here's the absolute shitshow part. Jenna's parents have gotten involved. They're old school and think divorce is a sin. Her dad called me and told me I need to be a man and forgive my wife's momentary lapse in judgment. He actually said, "Women get confused, Mark. You need to provide a stable home for her so she doesn't feel the need to wander." I told him to go fuck himself and hung up. Now they're threatening to cut off the support they were going to give us for the house. They helped with the mortgage during a lean year I had. Jenna is still in the guest room. She refuses to leave. She's claiming she has squatter's rights or some bullshit. My lawyer says it'll take months to get her out if she digs her heels in. So, I moved out to this motel. I can't be in that house with her. The air feels heavy, like it's filled with her lies. But then, last night, I got a text from an unknown number. "You should have stayed out of it, harmless. You ruined everything. Now nobody gets what they want." It was Marcus. And then he sent a picture. It's of my car, parked outside the motel. He followed me. Update 4. The last 48 hours have been a blur of police reports and adrenaline. When I saw that picture of my car, I didn't reply. I didn't go outside. I called the cops immediately. I told them I was being stalked by a man who had threatened me. They sent a car over, but of course, Marcus was gone by the time they got there. They took a report, but they basically said there wasn't much they could do unless he actually attempted a crime. "A picture of your car isn't a death threat," the officer told me. I wanted to scream. I didn't sleep a wink. Every time a car drove past the motel, I was at the window. I felt like a fucking crackhead, twitching at every shadow. The next morning, I got a call from Sarah. She was hysterical. She'd confronted Marcus about our phone call, and he'd gone into a blind rage. He'd smashed her phone and threw a chair through their glass sliding door. She was at her mother's house. She told me he'd been fired from the gym he worked at because she called his boss and told him everything. He's lost his job, his wife is gone, and he's blaming me. Not Jenna. Me. But then, things got weirder. Jenna called me. She wasn't screaming. She sounded broken. "Mark," she said, "Marcus is here. He's at the house." My heart stopped. "What? Did you call the police?" "No," she whispered. He's hurt. He got into a fight at a bar. He has nowhere else to go. Sarah kicked him out. "Mark, please don't be mad, but he's staying in the guest room. I couldn't just leave him on the street." I lost it. I absolutely lost my shit. "You brought the man you cheated on me with into our house? While I'm paying the fucking mortgage from a motel? It's my house too, she yelled back. And he has nothing. You have your job, you have your friends. He has nothing because of what you did. You told Sarah. You ruined his life. I hung up. I called my lawyer and told him I didn't care what it cost, I wanted them both out. He told me that since Marcus is now a guest of a legal resident, it's even harder to get him out without a formal eviction process or a restraining order, which I can't get because he hasn't technically laid a hand on me. I decided I was done playing by the rules. I didn't go back to the house. I went to the bank. I drained our joint account, the one she'd already been stealing from. I took every cent. It's about $14,000. It's technically half mine and half hers, but I don't give a fuck. Let her sue me. I also called the running club. Turns out, there is no running club. Marcus was just a guy she met at a bar who told her he could train her. The whole marathon thing was a front from day one. She never intended to run a single mile. She just wanted an excuse to be away. I'm currently at a friend's house out of town. I'm staying off social media. But I just checked my email. There's an automated notification from our home security system. Motion detected, master bedroom. 2:14 a.m. I opened the clip. It's the two of them. In my bed. Our bed. Marcus is sitting there, drinking a beer, looking directly into the camera. He knows I can see him. He raises the bottle like he's making a toast. Jenna is behind him, laughing. She doesn't even look like the woman I married. She looks like a stranger. Then Marcus leans forward and covers the camera lens with a piece of tape. I'm sitting here with $14,000 in a bag, a folder full of divorce papers, and a video of my wife and her lover in my bed. My lawyer says the video is great evidence for the adultery clause, but honestly? I don't even care about the money or the house anymore. I just want them to disappear. But wait. There's one more thing. Sarah called me an hour ago. She's in labor. She's at the hospital alone because her mom can't get there in time. She asked me if I could come. She said I'm the only person who knows the whole truth and she's scared. I'm looking at the keys to my car. The hospital is 20 minutes away. My wife is in my bed with a psychopath who followed me to my motel. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. Do I go to the hospital? Do I go to the house with a baseball bat? Or do I just keep driving until I hit the coast? I think I'm going to the hospital. Not for him. For her. Because someone in this goddamn story has to be a decent human being. I'll update when I can. If I don't, you'll probably see it on the news.